Hello everybody, and get ready for racing on Le Mans Ultima LMU at Monza. This is round 4 of the SimRacingOnline GTE Challenge. We've got a nice quaint group tonight. We will have 10 to 11 drivers hopefully on the grid fighting for these positions. You see now, just in the last 2 minutes of warm-up, Wally is about to start. So settle in, we got 75 minutes of racing. This is going to force a pit stop. Is going to force a pit stop that is not mandatory, but fuel is going to determine the stops. And we did that just to allow for a little bit of strategy as to some of the cars in LMU can make a 60-minute run where others can't. So to eliminate that advantage, we have added 15 minutes to the races to make them 75. That's going to put us into a pit stop situation and should create some exciting strategies to come. We got 9 guys showed up so far. It is a tough weekend this weekend. There's a lot of stuff going on, so some guys are missing, some guys are here, but we are here nonetheless, and we are broadcasting live. So with that said, let's see what's going on with All right, let's get out on the track and have a look at some of these guys. We can find them on the track. As I said, it is just the last few minutes of quali. So it looks like they're all pulling into the pits right now. There is Lauren Martin in that Ferrari. Guys just take their last couple of breathers here before they're gonna probably cut down the fuel, put the soft tires on, and get ready for some action. All right, the clock has ticked down to 0, and we are ready to change sessions. So the clock in LMU, it's going to take probably 30 to 60 seconds to get this session change. So with that said, we'll try and get ourselves a little bit of a couple of track views here. Good look at Monza, the epic Monza. What a beautiful place. Place has been around since 1922, and a lot of sim racers have always known that old classic layout that we have with the old bank turn is really something to do. We have some old vintage F1 races here at SimRacingOnline where we use that part of the track that has the old banked oval in it, and might want to keep your eyes peeled for some of that action as the clock has started for quali. So we will be ticking down, and guys will be heading out on track. Set up. And it looks like some of the first guys to head out will be Barrett Erickson. Driving that Chevrolet today. I'm multitasking here. I got a few things I'm trying to organize, so sorry for the moments of silence. Get a look at some of these guys as they head out. This is Erickson. We also have Nick Westy, who just recently won the IndyCar Championship in the RF2 Series 1 of the SimRacingOnline World Series. That is 4 series over the course of the 2025 year in our Factor 2 to crown a champion at the end. So Westies, he's still polishing off the trophy from a week ago tomorrow, where he took that championship for the Series 1. Here's his teammate, Robin Taylor. Both these guys are Black Cat Motorsports. They also won the team championship for the IndyCar. So that was some pretty cool stuff. It was a great race. The entire series was really exciting. And we got Neil Tasker, also in a Corvette. As you can see, if you're looking at the grid there, that these guys are a lot of Corvette drivers here, a few Ferrari drivers, and one lone driver in the Aston Martin, and that is Ed Jones sticking to his guns in that Austin. Fun. There's the info I was looking for. Okay, there you go. So we can start to see these laps. You can see Neil, purple in Sector 1, as no times have been set yet, but Nick Westy is also purple in Sector 1. See him here. He could be coming across the line now. Set up. See if we can get our first time up. Heading down that back section. Getting ready to get through this last little chicane S section and then down that final little straight to the Parabolica, which is the infamous turn at MONZA. Curve Parabolica after Ascari. Purple and purple, so Westy will set the first time lap of this race, I believe. Finished his out lap already, so we shall see. He's coming across the line now. And there it is, a 148 with Neil Tasker right behind him. This is private quality, so we are not going to see all the cars. So Tasker right behind him. Let's see. Hugh Smith in the other Corvette. He's about to cross the line. Let's see what he can do. Smith drops up into third and then instantly gets pushed down into fourth from Lauren Martin in the Ferrari. So the Ferrari Corvette Challenge is on today. It should be a good battle to watch. Who else we got coming across next? It will be Ollie Bateson. Also in the Ferrari. Let's see what he can do. Nicely done. Puts himself up in fifth. And then seventh place, Barrett Erickson, another Corvette driver. Just bumps Benson out of fifth and takes it for himself. Very good. We still have Mr. Jones, Ed Jones, in that. Austin is remaining in the pits. Let's see where we're at. We got the second, Neil Tasker, who's just ahead of Westy on track. He's just now going through the Parabolica, so let's see what he can do. Just a 1.29 behind. But he is purple in Sector 2. Let's see what happens. And he stays put. Westy's next as he comes through Parabolica. And you can see he's coming to the pit. You can see he was off on those last couple laps. Tasker, or Lauren Martin, excuse me, in the Ferrari. Green in Sector 1, a little yellow in Sector 2, so it doesn't look like he's going to improve. And he does not, but Hugh Smith right there with him does improve. Jumps himself up into third. As Tasker did also improved on his lap. He gets to be 0.6 behind Westy now. So things are tightening up at the top there. Ollie Bateson heading into Parabolica. He's green and green, so he's gone a personal best. Let's see what he can do. And Bateson stays put, but he does have a personal best with a 1:52. And here comes Robin Taylor. See if he can improve. And I believe this will be the start of his hot lap. So let's jump on board with Taylor and just get a good look at what these guys are going through into that first chicane. As we know, lots of incidents right here in that first turn as Taylor hits it hard. Change of view here. Let's get the driver's view here. We can watch him go through the gears. Heading into Ferrante, going into Lesmos. Curva de Lesmos coming up next. The two right-handers. Whoa, she gets a little sideways. Holy smokes. See him just kind of ruin that lap. But nonetheless, on his way, so we can get a good look at the track still. And Variante Ascari here. The high speed, time is just right. The left, right, little chicane right before that last little stretch of straight. Sets you up for the Parabolica. Even with that power slide, he's on a personal best, so he's taking third gear into the Parabolica. You can see he's back on the gas already with a good exit. And he's going to cross the line now. Let's see if he can come up. He's currently in 8th. And he does improve up to 6th, so not too bad. Not too bad at all. Meanwhile, Westy with a 1:48.42 still on top with Neil Tasker just some 4/10 behind. And then Ericsson, who's great lap by Ericsson to get himself back up into the mix. But here comes Tasker now. Let's check with Tasker coming across the line. See by his deltas that he is just a little off on this lap, so not going to improve. All right, he's coming to the pit. So let's check with Westy. Also off by some 2 seconds in sector 1. So he is not going to put anything up this lap. But Ed Jones is actually out in the Austin, so let's take a look. And he comes right back into the pits. And Gilles De Silva. Gilles driving that Ferrari. Setting a personal best in the first couple of sectors. As he heads for the Parabolica. Looking cars in LMU. Really great sim. I love the way it drives. And there he has. That's just sub 14 seconds off the pace. And meanwhile, here comes Westy across, and he is going into the pits as predicted. Number 2, Tasker, just in sector 1 right now. Who was now in 3rd as Robin Taylor has just jumped up. Some 3/10 off of his teammate Westy, so we just missed that, but he has crossed through in that bet. Here is Tasker. Currently 3rd. Coming down Sarragalo, heading into Ascari. Under the bridge. He's on an out lap. So let's check with Hugh Smith. And another Corvette. Also on an out lap. So Taylor now in second. Let's keep our eye on him as he just has been increasing his position each lap, and he is green in sector 1, so on a personal best so far. Let's see what he can do. Just at the 3-minute mark, so just a couple more attempts left for these guys. They come in and get some fresh tires. And lo and behold, it looks like he has given up on this lap, as he is some 6 seconds off. So we're not going to worry about that. Mr. Erickson, currently in 4th, is on the back straight. In 5th place is Hugh Smith, so let's see, he's about ready to cross the line. Still on his outlap. Erickson on an outlap. Who else is on outlaps here? Taylor. So he's out of whack. Westy now. Outlap. All right. So the 5th place car, Smith, should be on a timed lap now. The clock is going on him. 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th place cars are all within a couple of bumpers of each other, as you can't see. But because it is private quality. And we are at that 2-minute mark now. Yellow in sector 1, he is. Tasker bumping Erickson out of 3rd, as we saw before. So Smith not going to improve, I don't think. Yep, yellow and yellow. Let's check on Barrett. Just through sector 1 now. Probably going to be these guys' last round. With a 1:48 lap time and just about 1 minute left. Anybody that crosses the line now will get a lap. So Tasker's going to get another lap. Hugh Smith is going to get another lap. Westy has parked it with that 1:48.4. He will not be able to come out. We got Barrett green in sector 1, so see if he can move himself up a spot. Comes under the bridge, heading into Ascari. So tough right here. Just when you're battling, especially in traffic, this section is really tricky. And he's off about 4/10 in sector 2, so probably not going to improve. And about a sector and a half behind him is Tasker, currently in 3rd, so we will catch up with him in a minute here. This will be the last couple laps. Actually, Erickson is going to cross the line in time to squeak out another lap if he likes. So he had 2 nice ones. In the middle, he kind of lost a little bit of time in the middle. But meanwhile, here comes Tasker. Also off about 4/10 in sector 1. He hasn't made up enough ground in sector 2 to clear that 4/10 in sector 1. Oh, he's probably going to stay put. And time is up, so this will be his last lap. If he crosses the line, he does not improve. So we've got some other guys out here. Hugh Smith, as you can see, he's way off sector 1 and 2. Let's see who else is in there. 7. Ollie Bateson's in there. He's also off. And Gilles is also slower. So these guys are bringing it in. The last one that has a shot here is Erickson, and he's green and green, so he's on a personal best. So can he bump Tasker off of 3rd? Let's see what happens. Last remaining car on track. He's on a personal best. Let's see what he can do. Oh, and he just lost a little bit of time in Sector 3. It does not improve, but nonetheless, a great lap. So, there we go. Here is your starting order. Row 1, we got Nick Westy. Row 2, Robin Taylor, teammate. Row 2, that was right, is Neil Tasker and Barrett Erickson sharing row 2 in the Corvettes. Row 3, we've got Hugh Smith and Lauren Martin in one of the Ferraris. And row 4, we have Ollie Bateson and Gilles de Silva.
Go to the grid for a race start.
And we are ready to start. All right, Ed Jones bringing up the rear. So there you have it. So there's about, I think, at least a 30-second wait here before the start as they get ready to grid up. A mid-race. I'm looking over this. I'm really liking this software for the LMU broadcast. It's still kind of, we're in early access, so there's probably more to come as it's bare bones. We can't add our own event stuff. We're just going with the default stuff, but I'm really liking it. Got the basic stuff that we need. We got the onboard driver box. We got the 1v1 battle. I'm going to turn on, and that's going to show you at the bottom there, the top two. It'll be Taylor and Westy. We'll focus in on those guys. All right, we've got a rolling start, and it's a short rolling start, so you can see they're lined up just past the Scari back there. Going to go through Parabolica and take the green as they hit the line, and then let's everybody keep our fingers crossed that they make it through the Variante del Rifolio, or Ritofio, whatever they have a Sabetzius. You said
Formation lap has started.
That deadly first chicane. All right, we are in the slow roll, getting ready to take the green. So got to be careful in LMU. Don't get too out of whack because it will penalize you in a heartbeat if you're just out of whack. So let's hope nobody gets penalty. I hate to see drive-thrus on the start. Again, we are early access, so hopefully they're going to tweak that as it goes. Get ready. Start about 3 cars back and see what we can do here. Hope we'll be able to see the green light or not.
Green flag.
There they go. We are off. We are racing at MONZA round 4. Looks like everybody's got away clean. Westy getting out in front. So they're making it into the chicane here. Let's take a focus on these rear cars. Everybody's looking in good. Oh, we got a little bit of a spin in the Ferrari. He goes around. Let's have no contact. No contact. That Lord looks like he's okay. He's going to make it through just a little bit of nose rubbing there just to get that fender out. Holy smokes. There is Lauren. You see the pack up in front of him. This is from Lauren, who had that unfortunate spin. Jump back up as they head into Variante del Rogia. To get through Lesmos. Looks like everybody's gotten through. So plenty of time for Martin to catch up. That was unfortunate. As we see that one Ferrari and Westy out in front of a sea of Corvettes just on his tail. And then you can see Gilles battling out here with Ollie and Ed Jones as they head into the Parabolica for the first time. On board with Nick Westy as he breaks through. Meanwhile, the two vets, Tasker and Taylor, keeping pace with each other for that podium. 6 and 7. There is Ollie Bateson and Jill and Ed Jones are side by side heading into the chicane. What's going to happen? Something's got to give, and it looks like Ed makes his way through. Nicely done, Mr. Jones. Meanwhile, up here at the pointy end, let's see if I can give you guys the track map for a few laps. Kind of see what's going on there. So Taylor and Tasker are duking it out. Just behind them is Erickson and Smith. And there's some cloud of dust there. Was that Tasker that got a wheel in the dirt? Just Barrett. Currently in 4th. So Tasker's dropped a little behind Taylor. As you can see, there's the gap with Taylor. Or that was Erickson and Smith, I'm sorry. So this is Taylor, currently in 2nd place. Here is Tasker in 3rd, just behind him, and then comes Erickson. So Erickson and Smith are having a little bit of a battle here. So they're paired up pretty good, as you can see by the track map. 6th and 7th is in a good battle. Here's Jones putting the pressure on, and that lone Austin Martin in the field. Trying to close in on Ollie as Westy just stretches his legs. And you cut back to him here. You can see he's got that gap. Let's play around with some of these views as he gets through that chicane. Yeah. Teammate Taylor. I'd like to find, oh, look at that bumper cam. Just get the sense of speed here. And there is the gap behind. There we go. They brake hard into the Rogia, whatever the heavens to bet it's called. But the Curva de Lesmos, the two sisters right here. There is Tasker with pressure, and you can see just behind these two is Erickson and Smith. It's kind of hard to tell with all these Corvettes. Can't wait till they offer up some different paint schemes. For LMU. So we can get some custom paints in there. It's looking like Jill's had an off. You can see he's back in 9th place, so he must have had a little bit of issues, and that's going to allow Lauren Martin to jump up into that 8th spot. Excuse me. But meanwhile, Jones battling with Betson. They head into that parabolica. So we got 3 good battles going on here for 3rd and 2nd, and then we've got Hugh Smith and Barrett Erickson just ahead of these two. Here they are. You see, this is Hugh Smith's view. They're heading down into Retifalo, or whatever the heck. I can't pronounce these Italian words. There is Lauren Martin. All right, so still in it. There is Smith. Corvette on Corvette. As they chase and chase, and Westy making it through the chicane. It looks like these guys back to the tippy end. Taylor and Tasker are keeping pace. Westy's not getting too far out front. Westy here, let's see if we can get, there's the view back from 1st place. First, 2nd, and 3rd right there. So let's check on the battle for 4th place with Ericsson and Smith. Smith is just staying with Ericsson. And Jones and Benson just behind them. Here is Ollie. That Ferrari being chased by the Alpha at Jones. As they make it through yet another lap. And the infamous MONZA. Good look at that cane right there. It's a great camera shot. As you can see, Lauren Martin is making his way up to these guys, so he had a pretty quick qualifying time. He was quick in practice, so he might have enough pace on these guys to catch this 6th and 7th spots just ahead. So we shall see how that happens, what happens there. Meanwhile, back up to the pointy end, Taylor closing in, Tasker right behind him. And then Hughes, Smith, and Ericsson just behind these two as we come out of the trees. Hello, how you doing? There they are. All right, let's get a look and see what kind of tires these guys are on. Get a look there. Mediums and softs. Well, it looks like Ericsson's got a mix. Does he have mediums on the rear and softs in the back? Did you see that? I guess you can do that in LMU. That sounds kind of sketchy, but I think he's pulling it off. You've got your gaps to the leader. So that's at 2 seconds, 4 seconds, 7 seconds back at that next group. See, they're starting to spread out now, except this battle for a 6th and 7th is staying very competitive. As Jones is staying right with Bateson. They head into the chicane again. This braking zone, you got to be hard on the brakes right here, as you can hear them squealing away. Stuff coming up. That 4th place battle. Ericsson's still out in front. Be looking back there too. Hughes, Smith. The pace starts to unfold here. You can see the gap slightly growing a little bit as we creep along here, coming down 4 minutes until 60 minutes left. So we're just about 11, 12 minutes into this race. Jones just staying right with Bateman. That Ferrari has got great speed. That's one of the cars I think that doesn't quite get the good mileage. So they're really quick, but they burn a little bit more fuel. Let's jump to the front. It looks like things are getting a little sticky up here at the front. As you can see, they're getting through some the back marker of Gilles. Gilles has just got the leader through. Taylor right there also gets through, and let's see, Ericsson now in 3rd. So what happened to Tasker? Tasker must have had an incident back there, possibly with the back markers. It's so tricky, that tricky part of the track. You got to be smart. I see dust clearing. So what else has happened? Bateson. Now, Jones behind him still, but Tasker is next in line for these guys. So Neil must have had something happen there. We missed it. There's no instant replay with LMU yet for the broadcast side of it anyway. So unfortunately I can't help you there, but we do have a new podium member, and that is Barrett Erickson, getting third place away from Neil Tasker on some kind of mysteriously unknown incident. We will have to find out later in the chat. But I did notice that on the track map. So I'll give you guys that back now. Jones and Bateson. Smith is out. Was it Smith that had the incident? Hugh Smith? No. He's behind these guys now. So I digress. All I'm going to tell you is the order. Westy in first, Taylor in second, Erickson in third, Tasker in fourth, and Bateson in fifth. Then Ed Jones and Hugh Smith in seventh, Lauren Martin in eighth, and Shell bringing up the rear. Everybody's still in it, and that's the important part. They get through. Here is Taylor. So that third place car of Neil, I guess it caused a loss. He is way back now, as you can see on the track map. He has gotten through the back markers. If we find Gilles here, as he gets by the Silva, he's got to make his way back to the pointy end. Second place, seventh place car. That's okay. Never mind. That's Smith back there. Okay. So Bateson and Jones now battling for fifth. As Hugh Smith finds himself back behind these now. So that could have been the incident that moved everybody up. I believe it was Smith who was in third. I'm getting a little senile, so it's hard to keep up with this stuff. I have about 5 things to do and 2 hands to do them with. As Taylor's closing in, look, as they get through the chicane, he's keeping up with teammate Westy. We never did look at the scores, so we might take a break to look at the scores. But I can tell you right now that Nick Westy is in the lead of this championship, but only by 4 points over his Black Cat teammate, Robin Taylor. So 4 points separates them. Nick Westy has 68 points to lead this championship. Robert Taylor has 64, but then right behind him is Mr. Erickson, as you see here. And he is about 5 points behind Taylor, coming in with 59. So, good shot on the podium. And then Bad Voices teammate of Barrett Erickson is Edward Jones, and he is some 7 points behind his teammate Barrett for fourth. And then we have Hugh Smith, independent, and Mark Ekins, who couldn't make it today, behind him, battling. They're a couple of points behind. So those are the standings for the top 5. Speaking of top 5, here's this battle with Bateson and Jones. Jones is all over him this lap. He's closed in, so Ollie's got to do some of that defense stuff. Side by side, Jones is going to have a look. They are heading down, and it looks like he's got the edge on him, and he takes the spot. So Jones moves himself up right out of Parabolica into 5th place. The nice pass on the inside, good clean driving by both drivers. Ollie now in 6th. Ed Jones, as we just talked about in the scoring there, moves himself up. So next on the list for him will be Tasker, but he's quite a ways behind, and they're going to have to get through Gel here, who will be next for the back markers, or up next one of the back markers for the 5th place. Ed Jones to encounter as he's just back. You can see right there. So there is that distance. Meanwhile, 3rd and 4th, Tasker looks a little bit closer than it is on the track map. Perhaps you see here, that is Barrett Erickson just ahead. Heading down the back section there to Ascari. And you get Ascari down. Got to take a lot of curve there and keep yourself out of the sand there to maximize times out of there. Bateson trying to come back on Jones here. Let's get a look at Ollie. Jason back 5th place. See, Jones got a nice little gap he's built there. Yeah, if we can hang on to it. That Ferrari's a pretty tough car. We got, just under an hour of racing left. So don't forget, we are going to have a few pit stops here too. So it could get exciting here during the stops. Guys are pretty bunched up here. Just behind these two. But here is Tasker. Currently in 4th. A little bit of a gap to Erickson up there. They get through Gargia. Westy's lead just continues to grow, as you can see on the track map over there. And his pace is just unbelievable. It's no wonder he's been winning championships. So Jones fending off Bateson. See the gap. It's increased there a little bit. Keeping him within striking distance though, as well as saving their tires. And it's like, who can go, who's going to do the undercut, who's going to splash and dash first? Are they going to wait till the very end and just try and throw a few leaders in, just enough to finish? Or are they going to burn through some rubber as well and have to make a full-on change? We don't know. And then Smith, Hugh Smith, currently in 7th. Trying to gain on that group of Jones and Bateman, so we'll see what happens there. As they're getting a little bit spread out. As they come across for yet another lap. There is Lauren Martin with that most unfortunate incident at the beginning, but he's hanging in there. Currently in 8th. We'll see what happens. He's hard on the brakes there. Get through this thing, and there's a cloud of smoke, so somebody else in front. Oh, we got somebody off. It's Tasker again. Tasker's in trouble. Tasker is in the sand. He's in the dirt, back on track. He did not lose his position. So he had a pretty good gap to 4th place as he heads through Lesmos now. But we can see he had a little bit of an off, so that's going to spoil his attempt to try and catch Erickson, but it might allow Jones and Bateson to catch up a little bit, depending on how his tires are holding up. We shall see. Meanwhile, oh, hello. Look, we're checking out the forest. Dolly Bateson in that Ferrari. I'm looking around. Once they get spread out like this, it's kind of individual racing. It's can you hit your marks and keep your lap times. That is 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th all lined up. Tasker just about, I don't know, not too far up there. So if we go from Jones, probably see Tasker, see just putting the brakes on now for the chicane. Yep, there he is. So there is Tasker. Excuse me, just ahead of Jones. Closing that gap. And Hugh Smith also trying to close the gap to Ollie Mason. So this is a pretty decent mid-pack battle that we got going on here. And look at Lauren Martin. He's gaining on Hugh. So he's probably got a couple of fans kind of rooting for him after that raw rub at the beginning there. First, second, and third are just gapped themselves. Then we have the huge gap back to fourth. Who is Neil Tasker? There he is. And then a nice, pretty huge gap back to fifth. Ed Jones and Ollie, 5th, 6th, and 7th are keeping pace, and even 8th as Lauren makes his way. Closing that gap ever so slightly, one lap at a time, as we are just about at the 50-minute mark. So lots of racing left here. Up with these smaller fields, lots of points up for grabs. And this is the first series here at SimRacingOnline with the Le Mans Ultima Sim, and we are still in early access. But so far, drivers are really liking how the sim drives and runs. You know, there's some bugs and stuff, but for the most part, we've been able to have some pretty good racing. And if you like R Factor 2, it's a lot like R Factor 2, but it's R Factor 2 Plus. It's got so much more to offer, but it still has that great feel that R Factor 2 kind of set the pace with off of R Factor 1 with the original code that Gijon had way back with his tire model, and just the way the force feedback and the road feel. It's something that everybody's been after. You know, everybody's been chasing the perfect sim. It's like, oh, it's got to feel a little bit like R Factor 2 and then a little bit like this and that. It's kind of the standard to go by. Race Room does a good job of it. I believe Race Room also is using that G-motor code, so it has that familiar feel. Automobilista 1 was the R Factor 1 G-motor, and of course our Automobilista 2 is using the Project Cars Madness engine that was somehow built around, they had the right idea, they wanted it, using that as a model was the R Factor, as these guys are grouped up now. But yeah, they had really high hopes with that Madness engine, and it's highly capable engine. Not even AMS2 guys have scratched the surface on that thing. It's so complex. As we have a pass here, we have a position going. Yes, we do. As Martin gets around Smith, they're drag racing down the. What's going on? The Ferrari's out front. Out. This is where he got rubbed the first time. Stay off each other. Boom. As Lauren Martin picks up a spot passing Hugh Smith. Ferrari getting through that Corvette. So nice work for Martin. making up ground after that first lap 1 start incident. See, Nick Westy. So did Westy pit? How did I miss that? Westy's coming through the pack. All right, we're going back into the stats here. I want to see number of stops. Yes, Westy had pitted. Sorry I missed that. But there you see the pit stop. So Westy has gone ahead and done his pit stop. So he's good to the end. And now he's got to make his way through this traffic, which really won't be an incident once everybody else pits. So that puts Robin Taylor in the lead. And there is Taylor, and he's going to be way out front. So let's see who pits next. I don't have quite the stuff available to me like in the R Factor 2 but overlay stuff where they tell me when the car's going in the pits. But De Silva is in the box. He has box. So De Silva's in the pits. Ericsson now in second place. Coming up into the Raffiolo, whatever. The deadly chicane is what we call it, of Monza. More incidents at this particular chicane than in any other sim. Meanwhile, lots of stuff back there in the mid-pack. Smith is all over Martin now. With Westy on their tail. Westy, the leader, going to try and get through these guys. We know he has all that pace. So here is Nick Westy currently in 8th, but he has completed his pit stop, which I'm sure is going to take him to the end. So the strategy is starting to play out. And Westy with the undercut on everybody. So we shall see who pits next. It looks like De Silva is still in the pit, so he might have some repair to do. But these guys are fighting it out. Smith and Martin with Westy all over him. So this is the tough battle. Martin is holding on. See the back view from Lauren Martin. You got Hugh Smith right there, and then right behind Smith is Nick Westy, and we know he has the fastest pace of this race so far, with the fastest lap of a 49.1. So let's see what happens. He's going to take a shot. Westy's looking to the inside. They race down to the Parabolica. There's no blue flags. These are positions. So Westy's going in, and he gets the spot on Smith. And now next will be Lauren Martin. But does Smith come back into the Parabolica? Smith's coming back on him a little bit. It's that Chevy power, that big V8 block, but it looks like Westy's going to pull it off. Just got a nose, just enough of a nose. Oh man, be careful, you guys. Be careful. There they go. Okay, settling in. Wise decision by Mr. Smith there. Smart racing. Don't ruin it all. Especially when you know the pace that Westy has. I'm looking. I haven't seen anybody else take a pit stop yet. I would assume Taylor would probably be next. That huge gap he's got over Barrett Erickson. Oh, we see. Oh, he's got smoke the tires. Martin goes off, and now Westy's going to take it, but this is going to cut him across. It's not going to do him any favors. He's probably getting yelled at by the stewards at this point for a track cut. You are allowed about 3, I think, until you're going to get a drive-through. So Westy, and there is Martin just out in front. So took the pressure off of him for a minute, but it's just prolonging until Westy catches up again. Meanwhile, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th are widespread. Glad to see Gilles is back on track in 9th place, so he did get out of that pit stop and get some repairs done. So good to see De Silva back out there. Everybody finished. We want everybody to finish. Martin and Westy closing that gap. I don't see anything else tighter than this on the track as we speak. Ericsson was a little bit slow through the chicane. But that's going to allow Neil Tasker to catch up in the third. But okay, here is the pit stop. So Lauren Martin's coming into the pit. So here is our second car to pit. So he's choosing to come in now. Splash and dash, top it off, and get ready to go. So De Silva back in the pits as well. So both of them are in. So perhaps there was a drive-through. It looks like De Silva might be doing a drive-through and out. So he probably got a penalty. Martin getting his service. Bateson, 5th place. Westy gets around Smith and is now in pursuit of Ollie Bateson. So check on that. Westy now into 6th. At 7th and 5th. There is Hugh Smith. Meanwhile, up in 4th place, Ed Jones, still yet to pit. Holding on to 4th. Taylor staying out. He's staying out as he just now crosses the line again. Ericsson, is he going to come in or stay out? 2nd place is staying out. Okay. Tasker in 3rd. Is he going to stay out or come in? So the leaders are staying out. Jones coming around. Looks like he's staying out as well. Does Bateson right behind him. And he chooses to stay out. So next will be Westy, who we know already stopped and has gotten around Smith, and Martin's coming out of the pits in 8th place. So Martin back in, ready to go to the end. Currently in 8th, who can make his way back as we are at the 40-minute mark. Just over 40 minutes remaining. So the pit stops are making it interesting. Let's check those pit stops. So De Silva's done the 2, as you know, and Martin's done 1, and Westy's done 1. So not a lot of action going on there. There's your leader, Taylor, as he's coming through the pair. Let's see if he pits this time. 8th place Martin just crossing the line. It looks like he's choosing to stay out again. No, he's in. Okay, so there we go. Taylor pitting from 1st position. Here comes Ericsson. Ericsson choosing to stay out. It looks like he's on that outside line. I think he's going to stay out. And he does. He's going to lead a lap at least. All right, Ericsson inherits the lead from Taylor. As Taylor, let's check on him. He's still parked. He's just coming out now. All right, so 3rd place and 4th place, Ed Jones. Let's see where Jones is. Jones is coming in. So, all right, the pit stop cycle is right in the midst now. Is that Taylor's going to come out in 3rd as Jones would have passed him, but who goes zipping by? It's Westy and Taylor just ahead of each other. So these, once the pit stop cycle, this will be the leaders, and this is Robin Taylor coming out ahead of Westy. So the undercut did not work for Westy against Taylor, because Taylor is going to inherit the lead once everybody gets through. Ericsson currently in the lead, and Tasker, who have not pitted yet. So there is Tasker, 1 and 2. Also, Bateson has not pitted in 3rd place. So once these 3 guys get their splash and dash, Taylor's going to be in the lead of this race unless Westy can catch him. They are right back here. So things have gotten a little tricky here with strategies in play. It's great to see. This is what we wanted. This is why we want the pit stops. So Jones comes out of the pits in 7th. Martin comes out of the pits in 8th. Gill that is in 9th still. Tasker in 2nd. Where is he? He's staying out. So Tasker's going to keep going, as well as Ericsson. So both these guys are happily leading laps right now. Maybe hoping something happens in the battles that ensue back here, because we have a 5th place Westie. Teammate Taylor just ahead of him. Hugh Smith in 6th now. It's 5th place Westie. I beg your pardon. And Hugh Smith in 6th. So as Ericsson makes it through the kink there, heading into Lesmos. You see he's got that gap to Neil of about 7 seconds. Then back to back, Bateson and Taylor, just that 1.5 seconds. So Taylor has catching the back end of the non-pit stop cars. Oh, we've got who's off now again. It's Gilles has had another incident. He's in the sand. Let's hope we keep it clean. There's nobody behind him, so there's clear sailing there. He's lost it there at Parabolica, but he's still in it. So stay in there, Gilles. Nicely done. Get yourself through. Our helicopter pilot today is John Vandergeest, by the way. He is up giving you these shots from the helicopter. Thank you, John. We wish you were racing, but I know you like flying that thing too. So Ericsson, will he pit? He's coming around Parabolica now. Or is he going to go the rest of the way? He's holding that outside line. That's telling me he's staying out, and he does stay out. So Ericsson leads yet another lap. Tasker right behind him, choosing to stay out. Then Bateson now under a lot of pressure from Taylor and Westie. As you can see, the two leaders have caught him, and he is going to stay out as well and take abuse from these guys. So these guys, I think, are going to looking for a way through. Taylor already hemming and hawing. He's looking to the outside. Oh, hardened in the braking zone. Wisely, as you can see, Westie in the mirror there. Now, does he get on the inside? He does. Betson catches a little bit too much curve, and that lets Taylor through. And Westie, they're fighting side by side. Identical cars, so it's hard to see. But Westie sneaking through on the inside. What's going to happen? They're side by side. Somebody's got to give here. And it is Westie getting through. So the Ferrari gets by the Ferrari. And they've all moved up one more spot. So Tasker is next on the list. And he's got about a 7-second gap to Ericsson. And will Ericsson pit? Let's go. Let's check it out. If he's coming to the Parabolica, will he pit this lap? Race leaders, time-wise, are coming about almost a sector back. So it's more than a pit stop, or less than a pit stop, I mean. So they're obviously going to change spots on the pit stop. Tasker stays out again. So third place now, Taylor. So the battle's going to be, can Taylor fend off Westie to the end of this race? Once Ericsson and Tasker pit, these guys 1 and 2, these guys are pretty equal, and I know they're teammates and they help share setups. I don't know how these cars will fend with the same setups. The cars are different in LMU, so you can't set them all up identically. The physics are not the same. So it's going to be Chevy versus Ferrari here. Meanwhile, Bateson is pitted. Jones back out in 7th. So he's going to have a shot at Ollie to get 6th there. If they're undercut works here for Bateson, which it doesn't look like it. Is he rolling yet? Here comes the 7th place car, and he is rolling. It's going to be a race out of the pits, but it looks like Jones is going to get him. So again, it looks like the undercut does not quite work at MONZA, as there is Bateson coming out, and Jones takes over that 6th spot as he's got that slow crawl at pit speed to get out. So I would say the undercut doesn't work, and as Robin Taylor took the advantage, pitting second after Wesley. Wesley was the first to pit, and he had a pretty decent lead, and now he is just behind. But Ericsson, is it going to be this lap? Nope, he's staying out in the vet. So it looks like he's committed this fight with just about 32 minutes left. He's probably going to go till the 5-10 minute mark. I think he can stretch it that far on a full tank. Not quite sure. But the battle of teammates here just behind. As Wesley trying to gain ground on his teammate Taylor. They barrel down the start-finish straight. Looks like that vet is holding its own up there. I don't see any huge gains on the straight. It's the out-braking part, though. This is where Wesley is so good. Look at this. He has got right up to his bumper. You saw the gap on the straight. And just with the braking alone, yeah, he's gotten way up there. Meanwhile, Martin is duking it out with Bateson now. Bateson out of the pits with Lauren Martin. Comes right up his tailpipe. It's under a second gap. Into the Parabolica they go. Coming out. Looking to the outside, and Ferrari on Ferrari. That's basic. Oh, he's looking at the outside, but the inside light prevails. But then you become on the outside, coming out of that. And Martin could have something for him here. He's got a really good run. This braking zone is going to be crucial. Pushing Ollie to the inside, but then wisely brakes first to avoid any incidents here. You don't want to blow it here and smack into that wall. So good job by Bateson there to kind of extend his lead a little bit. But meanwhile, third and fourth, Wesley. Wesley has just taken Taylor. Oh no, they're side by side. This is a drag race. What will be ultimately first place, third and fourth place cars. The vet on the outside. Does he have the muscle? It looks like Wesley's positioned on the inside. Who's going to be last on the brakes? We know how Wesley is so good on those brakes, and he does take that spot away from his teammate. This could be how it ends up. Yet to see what happens. Ericsson's strategy, I'm sure, is to stay out as long as possible, and maybe something will happen behind him. And he'll be able to pit and come back out. But that was a change of pace. So once the two make their stops for fuel, these two will be in the lead bar any incident. And meanwhile, Hugh Smith currently in 5th place. Cruising on his own there. He's got no pressure from 6th. And of course, 4th place is Robin Taylor now. They're way out front. So not a lot of battling going on there, but did he get it back around? We have not. I can't take my eyes off these guys because Taylor just got back around Wesley. All right, that's it. We're sticking with these two. I want to see if Ericsson pits, though, because this could be the lap. And he's staying out, so as we figured. So meanwhile, Wesley. Oh, now he's back on him again. These guys are going back and forth, back and forth. Outbreaking his guard on the rubber. That's going to smoke him. And he goes way wide and puts it off, and that allows Taylor to get back around. So these guys are just going to fight and fight and fight. Oh, Lauren Martin's in trouble. Lauren Martin's out of this race. He had an incident. I saw it on the track map, and he is now out. Oh, the first one out, Lauren Martin. Well, sad to see him go. It's tough when you lose a guy with these smaller fields. But meanwhile, Westy smoked those tires and allowed Taylor to get a little bit of a gap on him. You can see it's over a second now. Yes, we'll catch up with these as Ericsson is coming up on the back marker of Gilles de Silva. Gilles staying in this race as the leaders are coming through now. Getting the blue flag, as you can see there. Meanwhile, Westy, look at him, he just crawls right back up to Taylor's bumper. He's working his way back up there. And you know he's already made his stop, so there's no stopping now. So if he's got flat spot from that tire smoking incident, he's going to have his hands full trying to get around teammate. Anyway, okay, Ericsson is getting through Gilles de Silva. And all for naught if he's coming into the pits. But it looks like he's staying out. Yes. Staying out again. And Tasker, we're just behind him. The two vets, first and second. So it looks like these guys are going as far as they can go. They're going to drain the tank. And like I said, it's hope for an incident maybe behind them because Taylor and Westy just got so much pace. Oh, but he goes it around. He's putting it around. And that allows Westy to go. So Taylor gets it all wrong. The next lap puts it sideways, and that puts Westy out in front. So, and Parabolica. Both sides have taken a beating of Parabolica. First it was Westy going wide, and then it was Taylor getting sideways, giving up that spot. Now he's got his work cut out for him to catch Westy. But could the tires be taking some wear here? Because these guys, I'm sure they just splash and dashed, not taking any rubber to shorten those pit stops. So maybe they are running out of rubber. As we see the incidents in Parabolica there, that's one each for both of them, where they lost all grip. Saw Taylor going broadside. He did save it though. He kept himself off the wall, but he's lost 5 seconds to Westy. And that is going to be hard to make up. 5-second gap on Nick Westy is not something you want. So that's going to put the gap to Tasker a little bit ahead too for their pit stops. Second place Tasker. As Ericsson is coming down into the Parabolica, will this be the lap? He's got 10 seconds on Neil. And he's staying out. Meanwhile, Ed Jones consistently staying in that mid-pack. He's now in 6th place. The pit stops are through. So we'll go back to this view for you guys can have a little bit of track map and see where everybody is out there. I believe it'll just be Ericsson and Tasker are the last ones to pit. Here is Hugh Smith in 5th. Coming through the Parabolica. And now Westy on the podium already with Ericsson and Tasker. 24 minutes remaining. They probably got maybe 18, 20 minutes of fuel. Maybe not quite. Maybe only 10 to 12. Because the 60-minute races, they were almost on fumes in the Corvette. So we will see. As we are now riding with Ericsson. Crosses into Sector 3. Getting through the Ascari. Down that last straight. Tasker just behind him hitting Ascari now, so that's the gap. And between him and Ericsson is Gilles. You can see him there in the blue Ferrari. So he'll be getting around. He's flashing his lights at him. Westy in third. Probably has a nice lap to take a break there without all the pressure. That was a peaceful lap. There is the gap to Taylor, teammate. Can he do anything to close that up? Oh, Westy's got a little bit more smoking on the tires there. You saw that. So it's not over yet. Closing that gap. Meanwhile, Tasker trying to get through Gilles. Just up here. Should probably get him on this back straight here. Sixth place. Ed Jones crossing the line. As Gilles moving over now, looks like. And nicely done, Mr. Da Silva, letting the leaders through. Let's go to Ed Jones here. And where is Ericsson? He's coming around the parabolica now. So here is your leader. Could this be the lap? He stays out again. Okay, it's going to be a photo finish just on fuel for these two. Tasker, I believe, as well, is staying out. There he is. Oh, hey, okay, Tasker comes in. Tasker pitting at the 21-minute remaining mark. So he's splashing and dashing to get himself through. That means Westy's going to take second place as he's coming around now. And Taylor's going to get third as jumps up ahead. So where is Mr. Smith? Fifth place. He's coming around the parabolica now. So here comes Smith. Neal's on his way out. Tasker is exiting the pits. He's on that pit limiter, so this is going to be close. He's not quite up to speed yet. Oh, but nonetheless, Smith's into pit. So he probably saw that and said, I gotta pit too. It's now your second place car. Westy's coming through. Gilles gets around the back marker. And Ericsson way out front now with only Westy behind him. But that gap, that is less than a pit stop gap. So I'm curious, kind of see where Ericsson is going to come out once he splash and dashes that thing. Tasker stays in fourth. Jones in fifth. Some pretty far gap back, though. But Bateson keeping the Jones within the zip code there. And Ericsson's in. So here we go. Pitting from the lead is Ericsson. So let's see, where is Mr. Westy? Here he comes. Westy's entering the parabolica. So let's see if Ericsson can stay on the podium. If he can come out in front of Tasker, which I think he will be able to, he can stay in third place where he was. As there goes Westy taking over the lead. Here comes Taylor taking over second. And here is Tasker just heading into the parabolica. So Ericsson is off of the Jackson rolling. He's at pit exit, so I think he's going to make it. Here comes Tasker now with a full head of speed. But Ericsson is out. You can see the distance right there. So I believe very good strategy by Ericsson to keep himself on the podium. No chance of getting ahead of Westy or Taylor as their pace was just so insane. But Nonetheless, he did a great job to keep himself up there. So, job well done, I would say, to Mr. Ericsson. Jones is now in 5th place. Bateson, you can see Bateson right there behind him. See the gap? There's a little bit of clouds that are moving in. I fiendishly almost put rain at the end of this, but I thought, no, it's MONZA, so it's tough enough. Oh, 8th place. Gilles is off again. He's got it off. Where is he? Is he clean? Oh, he's standing there. We got it. The yellow is out. As Ericsson gets through, here comes Tasker to get around him. So is he dead in the water? Doesn't appear to be moving. So we could have our second retirement here. Still there. Jones now coming around. You'll be able to see him on the left. There is Gilles, and right behind him is Bateson. So they're gotten around. He's not really in the way. So, holy smokes. Meanwhile, Westy, as we hit just over 16 minutes remaining here. Gap to Westy and Taylor. So Taylor about 2.8, gap 2.7, and then it's 21 seconds back to 3rd place. So Ericsson's got that nice gap to 4th place. So pretty much pacing themselves out to the end, I would believe, here, as we do have the 2 DNFs now. Gil De Silva, sad to see him go, but he did get an 8th place finish, which is going to give him some good points. Just showing up today is going to move you up in the championship, as we were short on drivers, but nonetheless, we're having lots of good action. And Jones and Bateson fighting it out. But then we do have that battle for the lead as Taylor is closing the gap. He's got it down to 2.3 on teammate Nick Westy. That bet might have something for him. It kind of depends on tire wear, I'm having a feeling, as we are just about at the 15-minute mark. Much better through parabolic at that time for Mr. Taylor. He's probably beating himself up a little bit for that power slide. Could have had things a little bit different. Could he have maintained that? So some chance predictions here. Tasker still back from Ericsson, but does have a chance if something goes wrong with Ericsson. I mean, he is within the zip code. As they're both on the start-finish straight together. And then the same goes for Jones and Bateson. We can see Jones getting through Parabolica now with Bateson right there with him. So you can see from the rear view, there is Bateson. Ollie in 6th place, sharing the start-finish straight with Jones. It looks like the Tasker in 4th pretty much could guarantee a spot if he just finishes. I don't think he's going to catch Ericsson. However, you never know as they head back to the pointy end, because Taylor has once again caught in Westy. So this is going to be it. This last 13 or plus minutes of this race could be pretty exciting with these two. As he's looking for the spot, he's going for the pass, and he's going around Westy. What happened to Westy? Are these guys playing cat and mouse? It looks like he slowed down to let him go. Or does Westy have issues? I don't know about you, but it looked like Westy just kind of let him through. Makes for great TV, but Holy smokes, maybe Westy just wanted a challenge. Maybe they have an inside bet going that, hey, I'm going to let you by. I'm still going to beat you. Huh. But these guys can fight all they want. Ericsson's 20 seconds back, so I don't see that changing unless an incident. Or could Westy might have had some trouble? Maybe Westy was overheating. Let's see. I don't think we can see anything on the gauges. Here's Taylor. You can see the look back to Westy. Was it team orders from Black Cat Motorsports to put Taylor in front? Highly doubtful. Something's a little fishy here. It was down that back straight after Ascari where they're going to head into now. Where it seemed as though Westy just kind of pulled over and let him go. Let's see if he's gaining on him. He's in the draft a little bit. Let's see, hanging on. I think we got some tire wear issues here. Can you close up here? Let's see if he does that amazing out-braking like he did before. Or are his tires degraded enough to where he just can't brake as aggressively as he did, but he's got right back up to him. Going through it. Just behind them, Ericsson crosses the line, still in third and fourth place. Tasker is going through. Steve Barrett way up in the foreground, just starting to make the turn now. There's Ericsson. So there we have that. Meanwhile, Westy staying with Taylor. That Chevy V8 power versus the finely tuned machine of the Ferrari with the sewing machine style engine. Just a precision piece of machinery. Let's not forget about Bateson and Jones, because here is Bateson and Jones heading into that chicane, turn one. As you can see, there's Jones. This is from Bateson's cockpit. All right, come out of the corner. You will see Ed Jones as soon as you get a clear shot at him. There he is. All right, nicely done. Meanwhile, Westy all over Taylor. Battle for the lead. Into the Parabolica. Who's got the grip? Westy's on the curbs. That's not going to help him here. But he's looking to the outside. Taylor's pitting. Taylor's into the pits. Did Taylor need to get enough fuel? It's so tricky with LMU. It doesn't show you the fuel you've added. It just shows you how many laps worth of fuel you're going to have. So when you add fuel with these GTEs in LMU, you have to make that number be how much you want in your tank, not how much you're going to add to your tank. And it throws so many people off. It's actually kind of how they do it in real life. So is Ericsson going to be able to do anything here? So the pit stop has cost Tasker second place. Ericsson just out now, and here comes Taylor. Or Tasker, it cost him third too. As Tasker gets through. So what happened with Taylor? Very curious, so we're going to have to find out in the chat. But that's just, with the 8.5 minutes left, that just puts Nick Westy way out. But I tell you who's got a big smile on his face is this guy right here, Barrett Ericsson, finding himself in second place. And right behind him, Neil Tasker. So these guys are happy as clams due to the Taylor pit stop, as we are just about at the 8-minute mark. So what happened with Taylor? We're going to have to wait to find out. So everybody pretty spread out at this point in time. That was some pretty cool action we had there, but it looks like the closest thing to a position challenge now is for 5th place with Ed Jones and Ollie Bateson. Bateson trying to stay with Jones. You can see him there. So the gap has come down a little bit visually, as we saw from the last time when they were heading into Lesmos. Now they're heading into Ascari. Does Ollie have anything for him? That's a pretty profound gap there to try and make up. And then Tasker in 3rd. Got about 8 seconds of gap there to Ericsson. Meanwhile, Hugh Smith is 7th place, staying pretty steady and stable. He's in for a good 7th place finish. Everybody gets top 10 today, even the DNFs. So Hughes ran a pretty clean race. It's been pretty good. Ollie's into the pits. Holy smokes. That's going to really put Jones out front. So Bateson also with a 2 pit stop. I'm telling you, I think this fuel is catching these guys out. That's just my guess. I have no idea, but I know if you've been a sim racer for the past couple of decades and now you're doing LMU, the pit fueling technique is completely different. It's going to show you what you come out of the pits with. So it's like, oh, I want to add 3, and you put 3 liters or 5 liters to add. No, you're only going to have 5 liters when you get out. So if you've got 15 and you just want to add 3, and so you put 3, you're coming out with 3. Or if you have too many, it's not going to take fuel out, but it's not going to add any. So you have to put the number of liters or gallons that you want when you hit pit exit to make that work in LMU. Meanwhile, what's going on up here? Is who's 6th and 7th? Sixth. I'm seeing 2 cars together. There it is. Is that Westy the leader? No. Oh, it's the other Ferrari. So Ollie challenging you. Looks like Smith got around Bateson during the pit stop too. So now we have a little bit of a battle for that 6th place spot. Easy for you to say. 6th space spot, not spalot. Okay, here we go. So there is the tail end of Hugh Smith, currently in 6th place. Ollie closing in on the braking zone. Nice job braking there by Ollie. Trying to keep my eyes open. Anything else? Everybody else is so spread apart as we are under just now at the 4-minute mark. 3 minutes and 58 seconds remaining. Things are probably going to end as they are with the leader way out in front. Barrett Erickson in 2nd, and these two, of course, fighting for 6th. Robin Taylor's in 4th, Neil Tasker's in 3rd. Ed Jones is in 5th, as you can see on your track map. No threat as of yet, but this is the race. This is what's left. Bateson in the Ferrari trying to get around that Corvette. Looks like he's got really good speed right here. What's going to happen to Ascari? Can he get a toe? Braking zone. Woo, these guys are in it. They're in it. 2.5 minutes left, so it's going to be maybe one more lap after this. Let's see. Westy's just behind these two, about a half a second. Oh, he's looking, he's looking, he's looking. He's got to run. Side by side, he's got a nose on him. It looks like he's going to make it. And Ollie takes 6th place away from Hugh Smith on the second to last lap. Smith have anything left for him? Seems to be able to run away from at this point in time. All right, just under 2 minutes. Whoa! As he completely loses it and he's into the wall. Smith in trouble. He's in big trouble. Gets it all wrong at Parabolica. I'm telling you, these guys are on worn tires. It's got to be, or there, he wasn't Parabolica, was it? Or in the heavens to Betsy is he? Yeah, he was in the Lesmos. The Lesmos took him out. And now he's got Westy coming up on him. Oh, that was a tough break for Hugh. However, he did get past him. He's really not going to lose any positions, as Ollie got that position from him. We are 1 minute remaining, and I think Westy's going to get to the line to start the final lap of this 75-minute race. It's been small in numbers, but there's been a lot of action. So I hope you guys have stuck it out this far. As he's moving out of the way, as he knows that's the blue flag leader right behind him. As Westy gets through Bateson and starts the final lap of this race with 30 seconds left. Meanwhile, way back in second place is Barrett Erickson. Third is Neil Tasker, way back there. The two Corvettes, they're within a turn of each other. They're both in the Parabolica, so they're going to share the start-finish straight. And then fourth place was the extra pit stop by Robin Taylor. The fuel calculations, is my guess, was what got all these guys. And then Ed Jones in 5th. So Ed Jones having a really good day today. Going to finish in 5th place. Get himself some nice points. And Ollie Bateson, who we just watched take that spot from Hugh Smith, has had a really good competitive day too. Some good driving. There is Hugh Smith. And the two DNFs were Gilles de Silva and Lauren Martin, who we saw have that rub at the beginning. Kind of started his day off bad, and it kind of got good for a minute, and then it got worse. And yeah, that was it. As Nick Westy's heading into Ascari for the last time today. Barring any incident, he can take it to the checkered. He heads into Curva Parabolica for the last time. Take the checkered flag for this race. Let's see if we can see. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There is your winner right there. Nick Westy taking round 4 at Monza in the Ferrari. What a great run by him today. Finishing behind him is 7th place Hugh Smith, crossing the line now. We got Barrett Erickson in 2nd now, hitting Parabolica. Your 2nd step on the podium, Mr. Erickson himself. Great run today. Really good strategy. Puts himself on the podium. Nice job, Barrett. And then Neil Tasker just behind him, taking the checkered for third place. So there are the top three on the steps. Nicely done. And then in fourth is Taylor. Coming across now. That extra pit stop cost him. And then Mr. Jones in fifth. Take in the checkered. That's it. We got the sixth place car of Ollie Bateson, who we also had a really good day today. On his way through the field, had some really good fights. Ready to finish up here, heading into the parabolica for the last time. Taking the checkered in sixth place. Earned himself some good points today. And there you have it. Checkered has waved, and now we should be able to get the race result. Nicely done. Here are your session results. Maybe. Woo! All right, 75 minutes at Monza. What a beast. So, the championship continues. Next round of LMU will be round 5 at Algarve. Algarve, that'll be Saturday, April 12th in 2 weeks. And the time will move up because daylight savings time will be hit for you guys in the Euro. It's already been in Canada and the U.S. So with that said, that is it for today. I hope you guys hung in there with me and enjoyed watching it. It was a blast bringing it to you. And I will check you guys next time. Thank you so much.